with Gomorrah, they used to have like these festivals that they do, but then we'd get like, we booked 30 artists in one event, so now that the times are gonna be limited, so we'd get like 30 minutes each. So
y'all wanted an hour.
Piano was rocking at that time.
I can't remember where I heard it or where it came about, right? And it might have had something to do with the separation. But were you both very involved in the production side of things, or, as I've been told, Josiah was the brains, guys? He was the one making all the music. What was the process like in studio when you guys put out music as Jazzy Disciples?
What happened? And are you guys okay now? Are you proper friends?
Is there beef?
Is there beef? Where are you?
You guys are diving in.
We have to. We're running out of time. We have to.
Your mornings with Malume Tap.
Oh, like, you see, I'm fire with the ad libs, boy. Must hire me, Josiah, for your sets. I'll sit front of house and just drop my van into your sets. What do you know? Like example, you see the crowd.
What I like is that it comes on just before the ice crash.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's on sync.
All right, it's your mornings. It's a Thursday morning, and that means your morning guest. Please welcome onto the airwaves all across the Northwest Province right now. 89.8 to 103.9. We're hanging out with the one, the only. Make some noise for Josiah De Disciple. One of the original OG dons of piano. One of the few guys in modern day society that can put their hand up and say, I made and played piano before it was fashionable. Because now, I won't lie to you, in 2024, you can't even swing a golf stick in one direction without hitting a Amapiano producer or DJ. Which is fine. I mean, I find it entertaining. The ones that were like, they had a sound for 15 years and all of a sudden, they switched it up. You guys put too much pressure on people. Anyway, good morning, Josiah. Welcome to UFM.
Good morning. Good morning to you and the listeners.
So I wanna just start right at the beginning. Okay, let's start right at the beginning. You're a self-taught DJ producer. A rumor has it you started on like a free copy of Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
What was it about making music that attracted you into it, that made you want to sit instead of being outside playing with the other children? You were inside making beats.
I think for me it started when I learned how to DJ. When I learned how to DJ, I was like, I used to visit places like Joe's Butchery. I grew up in Alex, so Joe's Butchery was like a popular spot. Black Coffee used to come there. We used to watch him every Sunday for free,
Well, yeah, because, and the truth about Joe's Butchery is Joe's Butchery was a small, little, nice niche venue where about 100 people could go watch, and about 13,000 people would gather in the street.
Outside. Yeah.
That's what he means by for free. People would come with their camp chairs and they'd be on the outside watching artists like Black Coffee, etc. So it all started at Joe's.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, what really caught the attention was that this guy was playing his own songs, and we used to celebrate him for that. He played his own songs, and I was like, no, I'm a DJ, and I was popular by then in Alex as a DJ. I was not Josiah De Disciple, I was DJ Joz, J-O-Z-Z,
Okay.
And I was like, no, I actually would love to play my own music. And
How
just
far
see
back is this? What year are we talking about now?
2008.
Okay.
9, and yeah. But as soon as I learned about Boohle the song, he now changed everything.
Would you say he was like the real inspiring force?
He was. Because when I read about him, I found out that he was 18 years and he was traveling places. Like he went to Ibiza, exactly, And that really changed my perception on things. Because growing up in the township, we always think being a DJ, a producer, you have to be like an adult. That time, looking at TV, it's like adults who are doing this thing, And I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to wait when
the aspiration changes now from Santon to
Ibiza. And when I read about him, it blew my mind. This guy was 18 years and he was traveling the world, and it really changed my mind. I mean, I was like, this means you can start this thing at any age. I was waiting for me to be an adult so I can start learning how to produce and start chasing my dreams, And reading about him, it really
which is almost like procrastination. You're like, when I am big,
I mean, also remember at home we are always taught, hey, school first.
Yes. DJ.
Yeah, you know, so you can't be doing the two simultaneously, one after the other, you know. So that's why I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait for when I'm big. And yeah, reading about Tulo, it really inspired me. He gave me the push, and I was like, you know what, I'm getting this free. I'm getting this software.
Okay, now you get the software. Where does Amapiano come from? Or like those early days? I'm talking now 2009, 2010. I mean, you've pretty much been behind the Amapiano sound since what, 2011, 2012, somewhere there. Why did you get into that when at the time it wasn't really a thing? What did you see and where did it all come from?
So these two guys, MFR Souls, are the guys that actually introduced the sound to us. When I first heard their mixtapes, they had actually a bunch of mixtapes of this song. So I sat down and I compared the two to like the normal house music songs. And I actually distinguished that, no, there's a lot of differences with this particular sound. They also didn't know what to call it. It was just music to them. But what the difference was that in soulful house, deep house, some tribal songs, they used like the hard kick, it knocks. But in piano, the guys, they changed it. They changed how we viewed music in that time, you know. They used the soft kicks, they used the soft bass lines, and it really sounded so nice. And I can't say that piano comes from Kwaito because of much of the inspiration back then. It was really tribal house music.
But a lot of people have said that it and I've even heard Pori and guys like that in interviews mention the fact that it comes from Kwaito.
It doesn't come from Kwaito. It got popular. It got popular because we did a lot of Kwaito remixes. So that's how it got street cred. Oh, okay, there's this sound called Amapiano. It comes from Kwaito, but the honest truth is that it came from Kwaito because of a lot of the piano songs that got popular at that time were Kwaito remixes.
Where does the name Amapiano come from?
Yeah, we need to settle that
because and I ask this because the name Amapiano made a lot of sense if you go back and you listen to the early Amapiano music. But now, I mean, it's just the name of a genre. There's no piano inside. There's a drum, there's a lock drum, there's a guitar, there's a flute, but no piano.
Back then, we used to play like your actual piano on the song.
Like live keys.
Yeah, we used to play like your live solo keys, and that's what made it, that's why we called it Amapiano. We also didn't know that it's Amapiano.
Sure.
That word Amapiano, it came from the streets. People listened to the sound and was like, oh, okay, no, hola piano, because there was like these constant instruments in each and every song, you know. And they were like, okay, no, this is piano.
The guys that were almost seen as bands.
Yeah.
You know, DJs that were coming with percussionists and they were coming with keyboard players, etc., or doing it themselves. So you're saying that's where the name came from?
Yeah. And I mean, I've once asked the the originators of the sound, what are we going to call this sound?
Yeah, sure.
And they also didn't know. They're like, you know what? Let's just keep it at piano.
Amapiano.
Yeah, Amapiano. Keep piano.
Kabza the small. How did that relationship form?
Kabza and I actually come from way back. We come from the same hometown, Alexandra. When I first heard about him, we were both producing tribal house.
Okay.
But it was actually just towards the start of Amapiano. So it was still tribal house, but when we met, Amapiano was knocking at the door. And our first song that we did was actually Amapiano. We met because of, we heard about each other. You know, so that kind of reputation made us eventually meet each other.
Okay, we'll pause it there. You've just met Kabza. When we come back, we're going to talk about one of the greatest duos within South African house music, Amapiano music. The minute we started hearing about Jazzy Disciples, things really took off. So when we pick it up after some sports and news, we'll talk about that relationship, how yourself and JazziQ got together, and that sound. Fun times indeed. All right, we're still hanging out with Josiah De Disciple on Your Morning Guests every Thursday right here on UFM. So now we continue. You say you and Kabza go way back. You're from the same hood, and you kind of both found your way in the sound together. Yes. Where do you then go on to meet JazziQ? How does that happen? And when do you make the decision to start a group, a duo? Because It's not an easy thing. DJs tend to not want to play with someone else. You want to be by yourself. So what made you want to do the whole duo thing?
So how that came about was that in Gomorrah, they used to have like these festivals that they do, but then we'd get like, we booked 30 artists in one event, So now that the times are gonna be limited. So we'd get like 30 minutes each. So
y'all wanted an hour.
piano was rocking at that time.
You know what, Dave? That's the best answer any DJ has ever given me to a question like that. Together we can be great for an hour, my guy.
And that's exactly how it came about. You just check the lineup and see, okay, if I'm playing at 5, maybe JazziQ would be playing at like 7. We'd like, you know what? Let's maybe chat to the other guys and then we combine our set. And he was like, okay, now shoot. Let's do that. And it became a thing where in LX, most of these parties that would go on, we'd have like huge lineups, And 30 minutes was not enough for us. And I mean, at that time, piano was like really a thing in the town, So also as a producer, you always have new music you want to introduce.
Sure.
So 30 minutes is not enough, So that's how it actually came about. We eventually sat down after a couple of 3 or 4 gigs, because we enjoyed playing one-on-one together.
Sure.
And we're like, you know what? I think we can go far with this one-on-one.
Sure.
And we're like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Before even the name came, we were gigging together most of the time.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I wanted to find out, this is just something, and I can't put my finger on, I'm not trying to be spicy here. I can't remember where I heard it or where it came about, right? And it might have had something to do with the separation. But were you both very involved in the production side of things, or as I've been told, Josiah was the brains, guys? He was the one making all the music. What was the process like in studio when you guys put out music as Jazzy Disciples?
Okay, to be honest, I'd be the man sitting behind the machine and just
You were the chef, basically, the programmer.
But also he had like roles to play in terms of people that we want to feature. He'd just go and call them, make sure that we get those people, So he also played his role in that way, So I mean, it gets the product going at the end of the day. But I used to be like the man that sits and plays those chords and
why did you guys split?
What
happened? And are you guys okay now? Are you proper friends?
Is there beef?
Is there beef? Where are you?
You guys are diving in.
We have to. We're running out of time. We have to.
It's more of a personal issue, but in terms of us being cool, I'm okay.
Is he okay?
He's cool.
Look, you don't have to give us the juicy details, but let me ask it like this, right? Because a lot of the time, spin gets put on these things, and I've actually interviewed the other half, right? And the spin that I think has been put on it is that we both decided to just focus on our solo careers, and it was for the better of it. Was that the case that you, or like you say, you're alluding to the fact that there was something that kind of came between the two of you?
It was something. There was something, and hence I'm saying it's more personal.
Okay.
I mean, we did release solo albums during that time, and that didn't really cause a stir in the separation or what. So the separation.
What about the divorce settlement? Let's talk about that. Right? I want to talk about the divorce settlement, and what I mean by divorce settlement, right, is at the time that you guys split, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that there were some unreleased bangers that were on the shelf that were about to go out. Did you guys sit and you go, okay, you can have the couch, I'm taking the TV, you can have the car, I'm taking, was it tricky to deal with unreleased music in that time?
Let me just say, because I'm the one that put out the statement. Yeah, when I put out the statement, I left everything.
So you were like, it's fine. You were that husband that walked away, and you were like, you know what, you can have the house.
Yeah.
I'll go and
start afresh.
Yeah. Didn't that hurt?
No.
How could you have just let go of stuff like that?
That's why I'm saying that when you know the magnitude of what really happened, you understand
why it was easier for you to take that route.
Yeah.
Okay, so post the breakup, how has it been? What have been the main differences for you, I don't want to speak on behalf of JazziQ, but for yourself as a solo artist, going from all those years of enjoying playing one-on-one, getting the sets together, producing together, what was the biggest change when you did then go solo again?
I mean, obviously the duo was growing. We were moving together, you know. So obviously the biggest impacts, number one, it would be the finances.
Sure.
I mean, as a duo, we used to charge like proper prices, and now the split. Okay, Josiah, all right.
Take the price
down now, you know. And obviously the workload of, I mean, Jazzy Disciples was something. So going solo again, it's like people have to now choose between the two.
Ish.
And I think one of the difficult things that must be from your side, or even from his side, in that initial break, you find flyers and it will say Josiah De Disciple, and in brackets it will say Jazzy Disciples.
Yes.
Yeah. And they used to do, and I used to fight a lot with promoters because, I mean, I don't want to be associated with. I know I was from that group, and it's your way to market the place and etc. But for me, I really want to stand alone and be Josiah The Disciple. And I just really.
If it makes you feel any better, I did get his name wrong for the longest time when I interviewed him. He got so upset. I thought he was JazziQ. I don't know why. I think it's because the Q was capital, and I was like,
you're not the only person. A lot of, like, even during our duo days, a lot of people, it's JazziQ.
Sure.
And I mean, I was lucky. He told me, no, Jazzy. Yeah. When we first worked out, I also asked him, is it JazziQ or is it Jazzy? He said, no, it's Jazzy. Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, it's been good, and I've also been enjoying my solo career. You know,
nice. Well, to speak on the solo career, I'm super excited to get to this part of the interview. Right, talk to us about Satori, a 16-track album. You released it now in April. How's that going? And what should we really be looking out for on that album? A couple of the bangers, the singles that you think are gonna really blow up.
Yeah. The album dropped on the 26th of April. People can still find it on all digital platforms. Yeah, the songs. I was chatting to the lady there, and she told me that she likes Umbuso Wabam'nyama. You know?
We're about to play that one. But just talk to me about the album, the name of the album. What inspired this work?
What really inspired this work was my old works. I've kept so much time not producing this type of style, which is spiritual Amapiano. I've got 2 albums out called Spirits of Makoela, and Satori is like the 3rd edition to that type of sound. I've just changed the name from Spirits of something to Satori, keeping it nice and short, which just means awakening. And I'm just really hoping to touch the souls of the people and heal them, and hope people really listen to the messages like Umbuso Wabam'nyama. You know? So
we're about to play it, but let me ask it like this. There are so many, I'm noticing now that there's so many different lanes within Amapiano, right? There's different sounds. You say this is more spiritual, right? Spiritual Amapiano. Would you say that that's closer to the actual roots of Amapiano when it came out?
Definitely. Just that the only change is the production. We're using more of, like we're getting these, if someone plays the chords or the piano, we're getting the professionals now. If a guitarist, we call in the proper guitarist. Back then, we used to try all these things by ourselves.
Yeah, with the digital keyboard. The digital keyboard. They're just there fiddling and clicking around. Fruity Loops, eh? All right, well, here it is. You can introduce it. Who's featured on the track? I see Sticks and Leandra, Vert, and Soul Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Sticks, is a beautiful producer, as well as Soul Jam. They came through. We actually did this song at my music camp, and they pulled through. Leandra Vert, she came through last minute. I just sent her a text on the day, and she's like, okay, you know what, I'm there. And when she got there, this instrumental was there. We had just packed it, and she's like, you know what, let me not waste time.
And she jumped straight in.
She jumped straight
nice.
Let's take a listen, play it nice and loud. It's brand new music from Josiah De Disciple, coming off the album Satori that dropped just the other day. You gotta go check it out if you haven't listened to the full offering. I'm just so glad because I miss, this is the piano I miss. I love all types of piano, but this, oh man, it's that spiritual, it's that beautiful, make you feel some type of way. I like it because, that kind of sound for me, it can make me feel one type of way, make me relate to one thing, but it could be completely something else for Kgosi Khan.
Yeah.
It will find you in your own way, whereas some of the more, it can only make you feel one type of way. In closing, Josiah, just, what does the future hold for this thing that you are one of the pioneers of, right? Amapiano. It's gone global. It's I almost want to say it's like South Africa's champagne. You can't call it champagne unless it's from France in the Champagne region. It's our product of origin, and now we're taking it out to the world. How big do you see this thing evolving?
I mean, we're still getting.
Or will it hit a ceiling and then we'll it'll drop and we'll forget about it boom.
No, I think it's still gonna go to the top, and mainly because we still have these youngsters that are cooking up some crazy stuff, and we're also gonna be opening way for them. We've did a thing. We took the sound, we've molded it, we've created it to what it is today, and the only thing we just need to do is just lead the way. Just make sure that it's not at some point we got that. We were throwing fists and etc. So
Vigro Deep is responsible for a lot of that.
Yeah, so I think for us, the only thing we really need to do is just make sure that it always goes back to the music. And what's amazing is that we're still getting requests for features from international artists, and that's really just a beautiful thing, And I just want to say to the upcoming artists that they should really utilize that opportunity, because what's nice is that those guys, they really want it fresh from South Africa. They don't want it from somewhere. They want it locally produced.
On a final closing note, and again, it's one of those, if you get it, if you don't get it, forget about it. I'm not going to name names here, right? But there is a common thing that is happening to young producers out there where they want to get recognition and they submit their song to bigger name guys. I can even say people like yourself, not to say that you do this, but is it advisable to do that? Because there's a lot of talk of songs being stolen. Guys will take your production, they'll put their own name on it. You will be reduced to just being a featured artist in the brackets, but very seldom do those guys rise out of that. How does a young artist approach that kind of thing?
I've always said that it's the bigger guys' responsibility to guide the young guys. Because of these boys, the only thing that they know is to make music. And they only have one dream in mind. It's just to be there with us, And that's why I'm saying it's our responsibility to calm them down. No matter how much excited you can get, we must really tell these boys how this thing really works.
And would you say that if they've got a fire song, would it be better to use these things like TikTok out there as a tool to get your song viral and get your name attached to that song versus just trying to partner with every name in the business?
I think we've seen individuals like Lazi. There's a song called Yay.
Yes.
He did it all by himself. So people can really take inspiration from guys like that. We all have the platforms. We have TikTok. Just run with it. Run with it. We've seen what Piano has done on TikTok. People are already. Dancers are already traveling. Just dancers. I'm not talking producers and DJs. South African dancers are traveling internationally.
Choreographers,
and that's how much the sound has impacted this. I don't think we've had that much dancers traveling as much as we do now, And I think piano has really opened doors for just a whole lot of things. So the young boys, I don't expect them to give up now. As long as TikTok is still there, people are still being discovered there. Just do your thing, my brother.
Salute. All right. Now it's a new month. It's the month of May. We're heading into winter now, but doesn't mean in South Africa we still groove. Anything big coming up or gigs that you want to tell us about? Where can people catch you? What's coming up?
Definitely. There's a new spot called Art Flavor that I'm cooking up. I did my album launch there last week, and it was quite a turn up.
Where is it?
Wow.
It's in Alex Tsutsumane. And we're going to be doing things month and Fridays. And I wish people do come and experience some music there.
All right, well, keep it locked to his socials. He'll keep you up to date with flyers, gigs, etc. Josiah, thank you so much for coming through. What a legend.
Thank you so much.